Vault Breakers is a wave survival first-person shooter, where the main goal is to protect an NPC named Buckethead while he hacks into a bank vault. The stolen money allows the player to purchase upgrades for their character and for Buckethead. The upgrades in turn give the player access to progressively difficult levels. The original concept of the game featured 4 separate playable characters, where each character had their own upgrade tree for their separate abilities. The original concept also had different enemy types ranging from snipers to bosses in addition to your basic infantry. Lastly, the original concept had an emphasis on story, with voice acting and animations.
The original game proposed to us was a third-person defensive game where the player would be able to choose between 4 different characters. Then they would have to defend the vault and a dungeon area against waves of evil forces. The game now is a first-person defensive game. The player and the NPC are the bad guys. The player must protect the NPC while it breaks into the vault. The good guys are waves of security forces that will do everything, including kamikazing themselves, to prevent the player from succeeding.
The main mechanics we showcase include the DEFCON system, which is a custom wave system continually feeding the scene 3 unique enemies. They spawn to defend the vault that Buckethead, a junkyard-built robot by Kane himself, is hacking, essentially robbing the bank blind. While Buckethead is doing this, Kane, a Russian ex-military turned mercenary, is busy defending Bucket using his own unique ability. A stealth bomber meets Bouncing Betty meets Hellstorm missile hybrid. Finally, the money is used to purchase upgrades that grant access to later levels and boost the stats in both Bucket and Kane. There's a total of 5 upgrades and each one has 5 tiers. All 25 upgrades are suggested for level 3, but the player can pick and choose the order in which they level up.
While many techniques and ideas worked well in our development process, others not so much. Like many teams, we were overly ambitious with our ideas from the start. Originally, we wanted the game to have a third-person perspective, and have 4 different playable characters that the player could switch between in game. Kane, Laura, Orso, and Jax, the playable characters, would remain active in the game as the player would be in control of one. Each character had their own personalities, along with 3 special skills unique to each character. We also had other enemies, like the Spectre, a type of sniper, and the Titan, which is larger than our Legionnaire in size, but with bigger guns and rockets. Healing in-game was only available by having Orso use his special abilities to heal the other characters. As much as we would have loved to have these ideas and characters in-game, but sadly due to time constraints, sacrifices had to be made.
Some skills we learned would consist of quality control, data persistence, level design, using the Unity animator, using raycast in regards to shooters, trial and error, commonalities between JavaScript and C#, because we had to convert in some cases, progression, leadership, deliberation, time factoring, and time management, prioritization and knowing which parts of the project come over others, stress management, considering it was a very intense process, critical thinking, and of course conflict resolution anytime conflicts of opinions would pop up or anytime one person had one opinion over another.
Throughout development, our team would for the most part debate about what features we wanted to implement. Each member of our team would have a chance to say what they think about each decision, and luckily enough, we would all come to a mutual understanding most of the time. The few times that we could not agree on one solid decision, we would create a very basic mock scenario to see what fit better with our game and the direction we wanted to take with it. We also went through a lot of testing early on in development to get a good understanding of what features felt right to implement and what didn't, using very basic scripts, layouts, and models.